How's it going, everybody? This is the first video for the Babylon Bill YouTube channel. This video will be a spoiler-filled review for Shang. Little housekeeping, since everybody's new to the channel because this is my first video. The way it's going to work is every 2 weeks I will do a movie review, probably something that's in theaters, unless there's nothing in theaters I want to see, or y'all request me an older movie. I have most streaming services, so there's not a whole lot of movies I can't get a hold of. Also, in between those weeks, I will be doing videos on kind of random topics, book reviews, D&D, politics, kind of whatever's on my mind. So, for every 2 weeks, movie reviews. In between those weeks, randomness. Random. Sorry, I'm not as funny as probably a lot of these guys on YouTube. I'm just starting out. I also want to apologize for any camera or audio quality. I bought what I could at Best Buy, and that's about the best I got for right now. Also, with the reviews or just any lengthy discussion topics, I will have notes off to the side. I will be kind of glancing at. My mind is a little chaotic, as I'm sure many of y'all can relate to. So this just helps me keep fast tracks until I can learn to edit videos, which hopefully will be soon, assuming I can find some video editing software that is either free or cheap. So right now we're looking at free. Alright, so here we go. Spoiler filled. Again, spoiler filled. I'm letting y'all know now, so don't at me in the comments. Alright. And it'll also be in the title. That this is a review with spoilers. Also, I want to apologize if I get any characters' names wrong or the actors' names wrong. Apologize ahead of time. If you know the correct pronunciation, please put them in the comments. Also, if you end up liking this video and you want to see more movie reviews or even interested in my random topics, please subscribe to the channel. This is my first video, so I'm going to keep posting until I don't feel like it, unless I actually get some subscribers, and then I'll probably will try to post for y'all specifically, assuming I'm not sick or have some other obligation that will take me all Saturday to do. Okay, so here we go. Shang. I just watched it today. It is an amazing film. The fight scenes are awesome. They're well choreographed, and it was an amazing film to watch, especially for the fight scenes. As always, Marvel did bring the comedy, both through Katie, played by Awkwafina. Pretty sure I pronounced that right. Miss Awkwafina, if I am butchering your name, I am so sorry. Also by Wong, and so Ben Kingsley is back as Trevor, and he just provide some laughs as well. So that was actually kind of nice. I'll get into where he comes into the movie here in a bit. I'm so sorry, I'm looking so much at my notes. So here we go. So the movie starts off with the Legend of the Ten Rings with Shang's father. I'm gonna mispronounce this. Zhao Wen Yu, played by Tony Chiu. Again, maybe I should just stick with first names. That might be a little easier. No promises. It's the legend being told by Li, Shang's mother, and it was a pretty good setup of who this guy is. He is a guy who's always wanted power until he met the love of his life, which is actually might have been kind of a good character trait. The wanting of power is there and could come back, but while he was with Lee, it was played down. It was, I guess, I don't know. So he tells the legends, and then eventually goes to Shang in present day. This is after the blip. which they even make a reference to at a bar scene. But this is after the blip, and it's kind of showing that Sean and his friend Katie just aren't living up to the potential. Oh my God, how many superheroes is that? You're not living up to your potential. Yes, now, because they have to become superheroes. That's how it works. But, people in movies and comics don't know that, so we can kind of let it slide. Alright. On that, so, they do the bar scene, and it's actually set up pretty well for some of the other things in the movie. In the bus scene, actually pre-bus scene, it shows that Katie can drive really well. And the bus scene just confirms that. Also, the bus scene shows that Shang can fight. He wasn't just trained by his father, he was trained really well by his father in the 10 Rings. So it's a good setup for kind of some other things that happen in the movie, not just beyond fights. But Katie gets to drive some more, and it's not just, all of a sudden Katie is an amazing driver. No, she's an amazing driver. So they do that. There's this weird quick line from, I'm going to call Machete Arm. I can't remember the character's name, so he is now Machete Arm. And saying we don't go after your sister too, or something about his sister. I apologize. I kind of missed that line a little bit. And so that kicks off pretty much the rest of the movie. Because Sean needs to go find his sister, which turns out to be a trap. But so they go to, I can't remember the name of the city, and if I did, I'll probably mispronounce it, so that might be for the best. And they meet his sister, Xiling. Again, pronunciations are going to be terrible in this review. Played by Ming'er Zhang. I don't know. I don't recognize the name, but she was actually really good. She played that, someone who's had to be almost invisible most of her life pretty well, but still learned to be a complete badass. I mean, this chick can fight. And I think that's pretty much all these actors besides Awkwafina. They show that they can fight, whether that's just how it's choreographed, or if these people had martial arts training ahead of time. I'm not really sure. But either way, these people can fight. So they carry on. Turns out to be a trap set by the father, and they get brought back to the lair of the 10 Rings. The home, the childhood home, and obviously he reveals that he's trying to invade, because his wife or mother is speaking to him from beyond the grave, almost saying, "Hey, I'm stuck here, and I am Miss Tao Lo. I swear I watched the movie. I'm just really bad at pronunciations. I mean, I'm bad at pronunciation in English. Outside of English, there's almost no hope for me. So again, I really do apologize for anybody who's just like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I'm just bad at pronunciations. So I'm gonna keep going. This is why this channel is called Babbling Bill, because I babble. So, anyways, where was I going? I'm saying I'm too much too. Right. So, if the videos, he is going to go to the town and either have him release Lee, or he's going to burn the town to the ground and release Lee. So they refuse to help. He throws them in prison. And that's where they meet Trevor, still played by Ben Kingsley, and he gives this rundown plot of Iron Man 2. He was hired to do this bit, and playing the Mandarin, which actually early in the film while they were having dinner, Zoo, the father, like mentions how it's just the name's ridiculous and like is kind of racist, and then Trevor kind of like this. I really wasn't the best king because I actually was supporting a terrorist, and well, I got thrown in prison, served my time, and then the dad broke him out. So, which I thought was pretty funny. Recognized Iron Man was the plot of Iron Man 2 was not the greatest, both in actual plot and the fact they had a British guy played a Chinese villain. And they revealed him to be a British guy. Sorry, I'm not fully over Iron Man 2. So they get out, and this is again when Katie's driving skills are really shown. Well, here and when they go to the maze to get there, which there was a little bit of Ex Machina, I feel like, with the headless fuzzball with wings. Their name was like Memphis or something. Sorry, sometimes it takes me a couple watching of movies to get the names fully down, but I'm trying to do these as these movies come out to the best of my ability. So they use this headless fuzzball to get through the maze after they escape the prison by stealing Machete Arm's car, which I thought was a nice touch. So they steal Machete Arm's car, get a head start from the dad, and get to Tao Lao. I'm probably still mispronouncing it. So they get there, and they'll welcome once Lee's sister vouches for him. And, they're like, hey, our dad's coming. So they start training. Turns out, and they also get the legend of the Dweller in Darkness, which I'm hoping maybe sounds better in, I think they were speaking Mandarin. Because Dweller in Darkness, kind of a cool evil guy's name, but still kind of basic. Either way, so they're prepping for that fight because they can't let the dad release the Dweller in Darkness, who's the one pretending to be Lee. I told you guys there's spoilers in this review if you haven't picked it up by now. So throughout this whole thing, throughout the whole training, they get the dragon skills armor. The sister gets encouraged by the end to come out of the shadows, which I think was what encouraged one day after scene credits. And again, she's just showing that she's a badass. And then Shang gets shown how his mom used to fight, which it throws to flashback that she always kind of taught him how, which I thought was awesome. Like this, so like I'm teaching you what I think looks like what's it called? Tai Chi. Kind of look like Tai Chi, but again, I could be so effing wrong. If I'm wrong, again, comments. Just please politely correct me in the comments. I am trying. God, I say a lot. I apologize if that annoys anybody. So, where was I? Right, getting ready for the final fight. Pretty cool. I was thinking that he was going to have to go into the lake and visit the dragon before the fight, but it turns out it's kind of during the fight. So yeah, Dad gets there with his army of the 10 rings. They fight it out. It's actually pretty awesome. Again, all these fights, in my opinion, were very well choreographed, and even had some comedy. There was one part, one of the soldiers of the 10 rings hit. I can't remember the name. The lions that that you put statues protect your home, where they have the CGI real life version. Well, they hit him, does nothing. He just smacks him, and I'm sorry. I thought that was freaking hilarious. So again, there was some scenes like that. Also, later on, as the Dweller in Darkness minions come out. Again, I don't know, get this so long. Zeeling, says we're gonna have to work together, and Machete was like, I'm not gonna fall for that. And then Max dude, the dude with the mask, well, they all kind of have masks, but the fancy mask, gets his soul sucked. So Machete was like, yeah, let's work together. So again, there's still some comedy within these fight scenes, which is what you expect from Marvel. It is very rarely is it fully serious all the time. So again, it goes through, we get the fights, we get the fight between the son and the father, and he's still dealing with being scared of his dad, which is, his dad's a scary dude. He goes between loving father, evil crazy dude pretty easily. Like, so great job to Tony. I mean, just, which that's IMDb. Excuse me. So the character work too in this film was amazing. So they fight. They don't really show how Sean kind of gets with the protector dragon when he's in the lake. I'm assuming it was just kind of happened because I guess he was coming out anyway since the Dweller and Darkness minions were coming out. But I thought it was kind of a cool coming up through the water of the lake and just chomping down. I mean, if you're a dragon, that's all you're going to fight. You're just going to chomp, 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 chomp. Especially if the minions are kind of little. So Shang, starts fighting his dad again, and as his dad's pounding on the wall, which he thinks is the gate keeping Lee in. Which again is a great show of like this guy isn't like just trying to release the evil being. He's trying to save the love of his life, or he thinks he's trying to save the love of his life. And they fight it out. Shang, kind of figures out and clicks how to control the rings. So it's not out of nowhere that he's able to do it. There in a few minutes when the Dweller of Darkness does break free, captures the dad and sucks his soul, which there's a great last moment where he saves Sean, and he has this and it goes through these flashbacks of the dad just remembering all these moments with his son. So again, the main villain, which is the dad, does this so good of a balance of this is a guy who was very power hungry, fell in love, wife died because he used to be power hungry, and is just lost, just so effing lost. By the way, the whole family needs therapy, and I'll kind of touch up on that here at the end. So it was a great moment. It was a great death that actually had some weight behind the villain dying. It's just something Marvel is good at, especially lately. Like, the villains have been up there, and it's just, I'm sorry, I think he was a great villain, and the actor did really well portraying that man who does love his children, but the trauma of losing his wife just messed with his head that was already messed up. From being power hungry and living so long, because I don't think people are meant to live for thousands of years as this guy has. So yeah, and it's just, and then with the Dweller of Darkness fight with the sister getting to ride the dragon and getting that same recognition Sean did, which I thought was amazing. Because I thought the sister was just to be this little side character. Well, she was a side character. She wasn't going to be treated as important as Sean. And Sean's the chosen one. No, they're equally awesome. Yes, Sean gets the 10 rings. But as we see in the after credit scene, the sister gets the organization 10 rings. Which is just completely awesome. So they do this, and the dragon fights the big dude, so you get the big 2 CGI fights, which again is very Marvel-ish. But the ending, the way Shang kills it, you just got to see it. I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of as Katie puts it. I think it's like, I think she stated it's some Kamehameha fireball maneuver, which was awesome. And then Katie also got her moment because she when she gets to town, she's training in archery to actually finish training something, and not just as she gets good with it, she leaves. So I thought that was pretty awesome. I'm probably not doing the best at doing this review right here, and I'm going to try to get better at this. Or if y'all enjoy this rambling and kind of random notes as if you're talking to your friend coming out of the theater, let me know, and I won't get better. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. If you do have notes on how I can get better, again, get at me at the comments. At me in the comments. So we get to the battle's done. They save the ward without the ward knowing, and they're in the bar again. Which early in the movie, when they were in the bar, they get told off by their friend how they're not living up to their potential, and now they tell this whole story in a very comedic way that fits within their characters. And the friend gets mad, like, you guys are trying to get back and making up this ridiculous story. Which, lady, you just went through the blip. You went through Thanos and the Avengers, and you know gods are real. Why are you questioning this? Like, why? So, excuse me. So, and then Wong shows up saying, y'all got to come with me. Do you have the rings? Okay, you do? Come with me. Both of y'all. And it shows Katie and Shang walking off. And, they do it arm in arm. But it doesn't really say that, they're going from... In the movie, it states that they're just friends. And then... But one thing I liked was the fact that it doesn't really state that they're together. Like, to me, I'm seeing that they're just still close friends, as always shown. And I thought that was pretty awesome. I'm actually kind of hoping for another like Hawkeye, Black Widow thing, where it's a really good friendship. They've known each other forever. I know some people shipped Hawkeye with Black Widow. I think that was the dumbass ship. Do not at me in the comments on that one. I am right. Was another point with the breakfast when they point out that they're just friends. I thought that was a really sweet scene that kind of shows some characters a bit more. I don't know how accurate a representation of Asian American culture that is, because I am a freaking white guy who only real culture out of, well, white isn't a culture. The only real culture that I got outside of maybe being an American is Puerto Rican, with the way I was raised. Well, not the way I was raised, who raised me. So, unfortunately, I don't know how accurate the representation is. If you are someone of Asian American descent or Asian descent or just first immigration Asian and you have an opinion on that, please, that is something you can at me in the comments and let me know how accurate the representation within that scene and kind of the way they reflect and joke about what their parents are wanting for them. I just thought it was a sweet scene. Man, I really do say a lot. Huh. Now I realized that until I started filming this video. And again, I don't have editing software, so y'all get the raw cut for right now. So, carrying on. So yeah, I thought that friendship was pretty cool, and the way they kept it as a friendship without saying like, oh, they're in a relationship now, oh, through this they fell for each other. And maybe in the next video, next movie they will. I'm hoping if they do, it comes up organic. Because even lifelong friends, going from friend to a relationship, that takes organic. That has to be organic, in my opinion. So, that was the movie. Again, I thought it was awesome. The creatures and, again, Tao Lao. I'm sorry I keep looking over it because I keep flipping it in my brain. Because, again, my brain is chaotic and stupid. So, the characters were well designed. CGI was well done. The fight scenes were amazingly choreographed. Man, this is less review and rundown of a movie with some of my own personal notes. Yeah, anyways. So I thought it was really good. This family needs therapy, like, oh dear Lord. The dad needed to figure out how to get over his loss. The sister in the after credit scene, again, 2 credit scenes. So, first credit scene shows Captain Marvel, Bruce Banner, and Wong trying to figure out the 10 rings and not having much luck. And then Captain Marvel just goes off and takes care of something, and apparently that's what she does, which is kind of fitting with how they set up Captain Marvel's character. Though she seems to have loosened up some, so hopefully all the haters will get the hell off. That character's back. With that being said, the second after credit scene was actually my favorite because it shows the sister packing up her room. She sees the picture of her mother and she kind of looking at it fondly. And then Machete Hand guy is like, "Hey, they're ready for you." I'm like, "Okay, who? Who's ready?" He's like, "Is this like, what's the name? She's after credit scene in Black Widow, and after credit scene. Oh, not after credit scene, but she was in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't know. I thought it was her at first. Turns out, sister is now leading the 10 Rings, and she's just modernizing the organization, which makes sense. When they find her, she's running her own underground, black market-esque, dark web fighting ring, which she runs, owns, and fights. So, yeah, it makes sense that she would take up the 10 Rings and run it. But she needs therapy, because, yes, her dad was an ass who couldn't acknowledge her because she looked too much like Lee, which I thought they did a good job casting that one. But again, they might be my whiteness showing, thinking, not meaning to, but sometimes, white people have a habit of thinking a lot of Asian people look alike even when they don't. Which I'm not saying all Asian people look alike, they don't. But, white people, we suck. But I think they did a good job at the casting between Lee, her sister, and the daughter, all kind of looking at least somewhat similar. Anyways, so she's taking over and showed that they're modernizing the base and putting in satellites and spray painting the walls, and both men and women are able to fight. That was her thing. She couldn't learn the fight because the dad wouldn't teach her, so she learned on her own by watching the guys and then practicing. So I think she's going to make a great future kind of villain type deal, which would be interesting, especially if they do like Shang-Chi 2, which they probably will. This movie has been a box office success, which is really good. Hopefully I'll teach Disney that don't release them on Disney Plus and in theater at the same time. Just release it in the box office. People will go see it. I know this pandemic's bad, and if you're not comfortable seeing it or you're not vaccinated, don't go see it. But if you are vaccinated and you are comfortable, go see the movie. It is awesome. It is worth the price of admission. So, last thoughts. It was a good movie. I will probably go see it again, and at some point I'll probably try to see it with somebody. But it was a really good movie. So if you haven't seen Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, go see it and just have a good time, enjoy it. But yeah, it's an amazing film. Like I said, well-graphed choreographed comedy, well-choreographed fights, good comedy, good acting, good casting. Honestly, I would give this a 10 out of 10. I can't think of anything that was wrong with the movie. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think, and both of the movie, if you hopefully seen it, because otherwise, why would you watch a spoiler-filled review? And the movie review that I did. Do I need to cut down on how much of the actual movie I talk about, and maybe try to focus more on different things? Give me suggestions. I'm new at this, so I'm open. Just please be polite. I really don't feel like dealing with assholes, though I know this is the internet, so it's probably gonna happen. But maybe we can, not let the first video be the one that makes me have to deal with assholes. Also, if you're offended by cussing, don't be watching my videos. I will try not to cuss as much as I can because this is YouTube. But I am not monetized, so I will cuss if it comes out. I'm not going to fully, edit myself out or bleep or anything like that. There will be cussing in my videos. So, yeah, go see Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. Hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah.